What happens when a living force of nature, a titan worshipped as a god, collides with a curse straight out of Greek myth? When the line between legend and reality just shatters, and two icons from opposite ends of history are thrown into the modern world, who's left standing? This isn't just a fight, it's a battle that defies the imagination. This is what happens when a primal king clashes with a tragic monster. Before we get to the earth-shattering main event, let's get to know our fighters. This isn't just a tale of the tape, it's one written in blood and stone. First up, the reigning champion, the eighth wonder of the world, King Kong. He's one of the last of his kind, a colossal titan who rules Skull Island. Kong is the very embodiment of the untamed wild. His strength is legendary, we're talking the kind of raw power that can shatter mountains and go toe-to-toe with other titans. But don't mistake that power for mindless rage. Kong is a thinking creature, a battlefield tactician with shocking intelligence. He's known for using his environment, turning trees into giant clubs, and using his enemies' own strengths against them. In the Monsterverse, his intelligence is on full display, especially when he wields a giant battle axe, a weapon crafted by his ancestors from the bone of a rival, and a dorsal plate from a Godzilla. This axe can absorb and redirect massive amounts of energy, making him a serious threat to just about anything. He's a protector, a warrior, and a king. His challenger crawls from the darkest pages of Greek mythology. She is Medusa, the Gorgon, a name that's been whispered in fear for thousands of years. Her story is a tragic one. According to many versions of the myth, she was a beautiful maiden who was assaulted by the sea god Poseidon inside the sacred temple of Athena. In a fit of rage, the goddess Athena didn't punish Poseidon, but instead cursed Medusa. Her beautiful hair was twisted into a nest of living, venomous snakes, and her face became so hideous that any living thing that meets her gaze is instantly turned to stone. That petrifying stare is her most infamous weapon, an instant kill power that makes fighting her head-on almost impossible. While some tales give her wings, her gaze is the true threat. Medusa is the ultimate symbol of beauty twisted into rage, a victim turned into a horrifying monster. Her power was so absolute that even after the hero Perseus beheaded her using a mirrored shield, her severed head was still used as a terrifying weapon. So we have raw, untamed power versus a supernatural one-hit kill curse. The stage is set for a battle for the ages. Our story kicks off not on Skull Island or ancient Greece, but on a newly discovered island in the Pacific. A megacorporation, Prometheus, has set up a massive drilling operation, chasing rumors of a new limitless energy source deep within the Earth's crust. They completely ignore the local legends about a tomb sealed by ancient magic, a prison designed to contain a sorrow so powerful it could turn the world gray. With one last shudder, the drill breaks through. There's no explosion, just a dead silence, followed by a hiss that seems to poison the very air. From the depths, Medusa emerges. Enraged and disoriented after centuries of imprisonment, she lashes out. The multi-billion-dollar facility becomes a horrifying art gallery. Workers, soldiers, and scientists are frozen in place, their faces locked in masks of pure terror as they're turned into statues. The island's wildlife suffers the same fate. Her rage spreads like a silent plague, turning a vibrant jungle into a petrified, gray wasteland. This sudden, unnatural quiet doesn't go unnoticed. Miles below in the hollow earth, Kong feels it. A thriving ecosystem has just gone silent. It's a dead zone, a disruption to the natural order he's sworn to protect. He knows this unnatural stillness is a threat. With a roar that echoes through the subterranean world, the king begins his journey. He emerges onto the island, his colossal shadow falling over the silent, stone jungle. And then, his eyes lock onto the serpentine figure at the center of all the devastation. The fight is immediate and brutal. Seeing the statues of people and animals, Kong immediately recognizes Medusa as a Titan-level threat. He charges, a mountain of muscle and fury, his roar a physical blast of wind and sound. He swings a fist the size of a wrecking ball, trying to end it with a single blow. But Medusa is impossibly fast. She slithers out of the way, and Kong's fist just pulverizes the ground. As he pulls back, he catches a glimpse of her face, and every instinct in his body screams. He tears his gaze away, but even that brief look is enough to send a cold stiffness creeping up his arm. It's a chilling magic he's never felt, something that ignores his incredible durability. This is round one, and Kong is fighting on pure instinct. He's relying on his strength, but he's literally fighting blind. He can't look at his opponent. Medusa uses this to her full advantage. She's a blur, staying in his blind spots while her snake hair strikes out like whips, spitting venom that sizzles on his fur. Kong is frustrated. swinging wildly and smashing the petrified landscape around him. He's the most powerful physical force on the planet, yet he can't land a single clean hit. Then comes round 2. The tide starts to turn. Kong isn't just a brute, he's a king. He stops his frantic attacks and takes a second to observe, not with his eyes, but with his other senses. He feels the vibrations in the ground as she moves. He listens to the slithering of her body and the chattering of her serpent hair. A mental map of the battlefield begins to form. He remembers the wreckage from the drilling operation. With a massive sweep of his arm, he smashes a giant, overturned fuel tanker. A thick cloud of black smoke billows out, blanketing the area in a choking fog. Vision is now useless for both of them. For Medusa, it's a disaster. Her petrifying gaze is worthless if she can't make eye contact. But for Kong? He's right at home in the chaos. He presses his advantage, moving through the smoke and tracking her by sound alone. He lunges, and his hand closes around her serpentine body. She thrashes, her strength still impressive, but she's no match for his grip. He slams her into the ground, shaking the entire island. He still can't look at her, but he doesn't need to anymore. He's adapted. The battle hits its fever pitch. As the smoke begins to clear, a battered and desperate Medusa scrambles away. She needs her gaze. It's her power, her curse, her entire identity. She tries to put some distance between them, hoping for just one clean shot. But Kong is already in motion. He ignores her and instead focuses on a huge, curved piece of wreckage from the drilling platform, a massive, polished satellite dish. With a mighty heave, he rips it from the ground. It's not a weapon. It's a shield. Better yet, it's a mirror. He advances, holding the dish in front of him, its reflective surface pointed at her. He isn't looking at her. He's looking at her reflection. Medusa coils, her snake hair hissing, her eyes glowing with lethal power, ready to unleash her stare the second he shows his face. She doesn't realize his plan until it's too late. Kong angles the dish perfectly, as Medusa unleashes the full, horrifying power of her gaze. It hits the polished surface and reflects right back at her. For the first time in millennia, Medusa sees her own reflection. Her own monstrous face, her own eyes filled with divine rage and endless sorrow. There's no scream, just a sudden final stillness. The hissing stops. Her body stiffens, the green glow in her eyes flickering out, replaced by the dull gray of stone. The curse has finally consumed its master. Her petrified statue stands for a moment, a monument to her tragic life. Then, with a grinding sound, cracks spiderweb across her body, and she crumbles into a cloud of dust that the wind carries away. Kong stands tall, the mirrored shield in his hand. He won not just with strength, but with brains. So it was Kong's intelligence that sealed the deal. While his strength was crucial, it was his ability to adapt and use the environment that let him beat an enemy whose power could have ended the fight in a split second. He solved the riddle of Medusa and turned her own curse against her, proving once again why he's more than just a monster. He's a king. But what do you guys think? Did the right legend win? Could Medusa have pulled it off if she had used her other fabled abilities? Let us know in the comments who you think should have been the true victor. And while you're down there, tell us what epic monster battle you want to see us break down next. If you enjoyed this Clash of Titans, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next legendary showdown.